Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are breaking down strategic planning. You know, the thing that separates the teams that are just spinning their wheels from the ones that are actually achieving breakthroughs. We're going to show you how to turn those big, ambitious goals into real-world results.
So let's kick things off with a feeling I bet we all know too well. Your team is working flat out. The days are just flying by. But are you all really pulling in the same direction? It's such a common trap, right? Where we mistake all that activity for actual progress.
And this, right here, is where strategic planning comes in. Now, don't think of it as some stuffy corporate exercise. No way. Think of it as the GPS for your entire organization. It gives you a crystal clear destination and the best route to get there, guiding every single decision you make along the way.
So here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to talk about that business GPS. Why having a plan is totally non-negotiable. Then we'll get into building a solid foundation of values and vision. From there, we'll see how to turn that big vision into action, how technology can fuel it, and finally, we'll explore how to keep that plan alive and kicking in a world that's always changing.
All right, let's dive in. First up, why even bother with a plan at all? I mean, really. Let's talk about the core benefits, because a good strategy is so much more than just a dot on a map.
So, what does a great plan actually do for you? Well, for starters, it's like a powerful filter. It helps you say no to all the distractions and a big yes to what truly matters. It makes sure your resources, your time, your money, your people are all laser-focused on the top priorities. It gets everyone from marketing to engineering rowing in the same direction. And, maybe most importantly, it gives you a scoreboard so you know if you're winning, and it improves communication across the entire organization.
Okay, every great plan has to be built on something solid. Before you can decide where you're going, you have to know who you are and why you even exist. It all, and I mean all of it, starts with the big why. A great way to think about this is like a pyramid. At the very bottom, you've got this super stable foundation, your values, your vision, and your mission. These are the things that almost never change. And as you move up the pyramid, through objectives and projects, things get more dynamic, they change more often, but they are always supported by that solid base. So here's the deal with these three elements. Your core values, that's your company's DNA, it's the rulebook for how you behave. Your mission statement, that's your purpose, it's what you do right here, right now. And your vision, that's the future you're trying to build, the mountain you're all climbing together. They create the cultural bedrock of a company, its North Star.
Let's make this real with an amazing example from Johns Hopkins Medicine. Check out their core values. They're not just vague words, they're specific principles like excellence and discovery. Their mission is super clear and focused on the present, improve the health of the community. And their vision, wow, it's huge, ambitious, and all about the future. Create hope for humanity. You see how that foundation gives a clear, guiding purpose to every single person there?
Okay, so we've laid this super strong foundation. But how do we turn those big, inspiring ideas into an actual blueprint for action? How do we make that vision a reality?
For a ton of modern organizations, the answer is a really powerful framework called OKRs. That stands for Objectives and Key Results. This whole system is designed to bridge that huge gap between your grand strategy and what people are actually doing every day. And this is where the magic really happens. Look at a vague goal like improve our website. I mean, what does that even mean? It could mean 1,000 different things. But an OKR transforms it. The objective, the what, is to create an engaging website experience. Simple. The key results, the how you'll measure it, are specific and numbers-driven. Increase daily visits by 30% and achieve 500 purchases per day. Suddenly, boom, everyone knows exactly what success looks like. There's no ambiguity.
Now, of course, a plan is totally useless without an engine to drive it forward. And let's be honest, in today's world, that engine is almost always technology. How a company uses its information systems, or IS, can be the one thing that separates success from failure.
Here's the thing, though. A company's tech strategy can't be cooked up in a vacuum, tucked away in some server room. No, it has to be deeply, fundamentally connected to the overall corporate strategy. It has to be driven by real business needs. The tech decisions have to serve the big goals of the company, not the other way around.
And that brings us to perception, which is absolutely key. How does your company see its tech department? Is it just a cost center like the electric company, there to keep the lights on and fix stuff when it breaks? Or is it seen as a strategic business partner, someone at the table helping to innovate and win?
The answer to that question changes absolutely everything.
You can actually see this play out across a spectrum. On one end, you've got IT as a cost center, just reacting to plans and trying to keep costs down. In the middle, it starts to become a partner, helping to execute projects. But where you really want to be is on the far right, as a true game changer, proactively using technology to create new products and gain a real competitive edge. That's where transformation happens.
But here's the reality check. In today's world, no plan is ever really finished. You can't just write it, stick it in a binder, and assume it's good for the next 3 years. The goalposts are always moving, and your strategy has to move right along with them.
This means you have to constantly innovate, and that comes in two main flavors. Sometimes it's sustaining innovation, just making your existing stuff better, like how Microsoft has been improving Office for decades. But other times, it's got to be disruptive innovation, creating something totally new that changes the entire game, like what Apple did with the first iPhone. They didn't just make a better phone, they blew up the whole market and started over.
And that change itself can look pretty different. Sometimes it's a huge, radical, top-down re-engineering of an entire process to get a dramatic breakthrough. Other times, it's a series of small, gradual, bottom-up improvements. This is a philosophy called Kaizen, where the people actually doing the work are empowered to constantly make things just a little bit better every single day. And you know what? The really great organizations, they do both.
And we'll end on this final thought. A strong strategic plan is not some static document you write once and then forget about. It's a living, breathing blueprint. You have to constantly revisit it, test it, and adapt it. Because the plan that made you successful yesterday might not be the one that keeps you relevant tomorrow. So the real question isn't whether your plan is perfect today. It's whether you're ready to evolve it for tomorrow.